Steve, thanks for talking to us. Let's start by talking about the market for graphite as you see it. Obviously, we know about the electric car and we've heard about Tesla. Where else do you see potential?
Well, certainly the lithium-ion battery space is going to be, as we see, absolutely massive. As you described, the electric vehicles market is very much at the early days, but if you look at some of the research that the likes of Macquarie have done, they're talking about 40% year in, year out growth, compounded. And a lot of that is also to come from the power walls, which stationary power storage attached to solar panels, this sort of thing, which we see as potentially huge growth.
Why does graphite play such a big part in that?
So graphite is used in the as the anode of the lithium-ion battery, and it's in fact probably the main component of the lithium-ion battery. So, and it's not just any graphite, it has to be a particular quality of graphite. And the better the quality, the better the performance of the battery. And fortunately, we have very good quality.
And that is known as?
Flake graphite.
Right. So when people hear flake graphite, they know that is kind of the creme de la creme.
Yes, and there's various categories of flake graphite, and yes, once again, we have the large jumbo and super jumbo flake graphite.
Commercially, that's great. What about the location and where you're based?
So our tenements are based in the southeastern part of Tanzania. Tanzania is a very low sovereign risk country. We see it as a very friendly place to operate in. So it's a great jurisdiction. So we feel very comfortable in Tanzania. Coupled with that is the geology of the region, which is proving to be, for graphite, the Pilbara of graphite. Mm-hmm. So it's really shaping up as being the most important graphite precinct in the world.
Excellent. And in terms of getting it out and shipped,
yep.
how are you placed in that respect?
So infrastructure, we're extremely well placed. Sealed roads run right through our tenements, directly to a port only 140 k's away. The port is underutilised at the moment, so we see that there's not going to be any problems with shipping, road transport. So yeah, we're very well placed.
So infrastructure is all set up, and when we mine graphite, are we talking about it going by truck or does it go by train, potentially long term or not?
No, we're not talking masses of bulk commodity type iron ore. We're talking maybe 200,000 tonnes a year. So that'd be just trucked to the port.
You have experience in another graphite company, Mozambi Resources, who a lot of people will know. Yep. Tell me why you're interested and why you've made the move to Mozambique.
Good question. Magnus is a company that has done very, very well, and it will continue to do so because they have an excellent asset and excellent people. I see that Mozambi is in the situation where Magnus was maybe 18 months ago. And I think that there is wonderful opportunity at Mozambi to take the company from what is currently quite a low market cap to one much higher and much closer to where our peers are, such as Magnus.
And again, there's a little bit of luck and timing in that. Are you sort of like a surfer, just sees the wave and said, I'll jump onto that wave now?
It was not an easy decision, but it was certainly a wave that came along and presented itself as being shaping up beautifully, and that's a ride that I want to take.
And how does the market see that? Is it important?
Indeed it is, yeah. I think the market will come to learn more about Mozambi as we continue to reach our milestones, such as the JORC resource that we've just recently announced, as well as particularly the quality of the graphite and the flake size of the graphite. And the future milestones that we need to achieve, and the people that we need to really put in place to take this company from where it has been, which is quite a small, coming from a shell basically 6 months ago, to now getting a JORC. But the company needs to put in place the right skilled people to get it into production.
Okay, so it's a sign of intent because you're releasing some amazing results. You've got an excellent JORC value, which is terrific again, and yet we're not seeing that elevation. So what is stopping Mozambique from potentially doing what the likes of Magnus did?
I think it takes a little bit of time, and it will happen. It just needs to resonate in the marketplace, and unfortunately at the moment the marketplace is not a great marketplace. But so that's one side of it, but once people learn of the opportunity and see where Mozambique's current market cap is, and can understand where it could potentially get to, I'm sure that that massive gap will be seen as a big opportunity, big investment opportunity.
Okay, so let's just end with a couple of big pictures. How big could this battery market be? How big could this sector that you're trying to fill be in your eyes?
That's a massive question, and James, I honestly don't have the answer for that. You know, time will tell, but you know, we're seeing so much investment and effort going into cleaner energies, and certainly the Paris Climate Conference was, you know, a big part of that, and we're seeing that the Chinese, the Indians, Americans, there's a massive push, all these major population centres to improve their environmental credentials, and certainly batteries and lithium-ion batteries are going to play a massive part of that.
And just finally, the name. You're called Mozambique. You're based in Tanzania.
Correct.
You're also with a legacy of coal.
Yes.
And now you're looking at graphite. So it's a very confusing issue, isn't it?
It is a confusing issue, and one that we're addressing, one that we believe that is the time right now to make a change, coming from where we have been, and we're on the verge of the crest of that wave, that we want to take it all the way to the beach, and we need a new name to do that.
That's coming.
That's coming.
Steve, thanks for talking to us.
Pleasure. Thanks, James.